Hello, young biologists. Welcome to our fascinating journey into the cell, the unit of life. Today, we are zooming in on a crucial component, the cell wall. Ever wondered what gives plants their strength or stops them from bursting? The cell wall holds the answer. We'll explore this amazing structure at 4 levels from the basics to advanced concepts. Get ready to uncover the secrets of cellular architecture. Let's start simple. Imagine a protective shield around a cell. That's essentially what the cell wall is, but with some very special jobs. So, what exactly is a cell wall? It's the outermost, rigid layer found in plant cells, fungi, and bacteria. It sits just outside the cell membrane. This unique structure gives the cell a fixed shape and acts like a strong outer shell. Importantly, you won't find a cell wall in animal cells. That's a key difference. It's a non-living part of the cell, providing a sturdy framework. Now, what's it made of and what does it actually do? In plants, the cell wall is primarily composed of cellulose, a complex sugar. Fungi have chitin, and bacteria use peptidoglycan. Its main functions are providing structural support and mechanical strength, protecting the cell from physical stress and pathogens, and crucially, preventing the cell from bursting when it takes in too much water. It's also fully permeable, meaning water and dissolved substances can pass through it freely. Time to test your understanding of the basics. Here are 3 quick questions for you. 1. Which types of cells possess a cell wall? 2. Name the primary substance that makes up the plant cell wall. And 3. State the main functions of the cell wall. Pause the video, think about your answers, and see how well you've grasped the fundamental concepts. Ready to dive a little deeper? The cell wall isn't just a simple layer, it has a fascinating layered structure and plays even more critical roles. In plant cells, the cell wall isn't just one uniform layer. It has a sophisticated structure. First, there's the middle lamella, the outermost layer rich in pectin, which acts like glue, cementing adjacent cells together. Then comes the primary cell wall, formed during cell growth. It's relatively thin and flexible, composed of cellulose, hemicellulose, and pectin, allowing the cell to expand. After the cell stops growing, a thicker, more rigid secondary cell wall is deposited inside the primary wall. This layer often contains lignin, especially in woody plants, providing extra strength. This layered approach ensures both flexibility for growth and robust structural integrity. Let's look at the chemistry and how things get in and out. The plant cell wall's strength comes from cellulose, long chains of glucose that form strong microfibrils. These are cross-linked by hemicellulose, branched polysaccharides, and embedded in a gel-like matrix of pectin, which also aids flexibility and adhesion. In woody plants, lignin is incorporated into the secondary wall, adding immense rigidity, waterproofing, and pest resistance. Unlike the cell membrane, the cell wall is fully permeable to water and small solutes, meaning it has pores that allow substances to pass through freely, making it distinct from the selectively permeable membrane beneath it. Beyond just support, the cell wall performs several vital functions. It's crucial for turgor pressure regulation. It withstands the internal pressure generated by water entering the cell, preventing the cell from bursting, a process called lysis. It also acts as the first line of physical defense against pathogens and insects. The cell wall also maintains the cell's specific shape and provides overall support to the plant body. Interestingly, the main chemical component of cell walls varies across organisms. Plants have cellulose, fungi have chitin, bacteria have peptidoglycan, and algae exhibit diverse polysaccharides like agar or carrageenan. Now, let's challenge your understanding with some medium-level questions. 1. Describe the primary and secondary cell walls in plants. 2. What is the role of the middle lamella? 3. How does the cell wall help a plant cell maintain turgor pressure? 4. Name the main chemical component of the cell wall in fungi and bacteria. And 5. Explain why the cell wall is considered fully permeable. Take your time to formulate comprehensive answers. Ready for a deeper dive? We'll now analyze the intricate details of the cell wall, its diverse chemical makeup, and its profound physiological importance. Let's dissect the plant cell wall structure even further. The middle lamella is the outermost, pectin-rich layer, crucial for cementing adjacent cells. The primary cell wall, thin and elastic, forms during cell growth, composed of cellulose microfibrils, hemicellulose, and pectin, allowing for cell expansion. After growth ceases, the secondary cell wall is deposited inside. This layer is thicker, more rigid, boasts a higher cellulose content, and is often lignified, especially in woody tissues, providing robust structural support. Chemically, cellulose, a glucose polymer, forms tensile microfibrils. Hemicellulose crosslinks these. Pectin creates a gel matrix for adhesion and flexibility. Lignin, a complex polymer, imparts rigidity, waterproofing, and defense, particularly in mature woody plants. Proteins also play structural and enzymatic roles. The cell wall's physiological roles are foundational to plant life. Its rigidity is essential for maintaining turgor pressure, preventing the cell from bursting in hypotonic conditions. In hypertonic solutions, the cell membrane pulls away from the wall in a process called plasmolysis. The cell wall also provides crucial mechanical support, enabling plants to stand upright against gravity. It forms part of the apoplast pathway, facilitating water movement throughout the plant. Furthermore, it acts as the plant's first line of defense against pathogens and herbivores, physically barring their entry. Ultimately, the cell wall defines and maintains the characteristic shape of every plant cell, a fundamental aspect of plant morphology. The chemical composition of the cell wall varies significantly across different kingdoms, a key aspect for classification and function. In plants, it's primarily cellulose, hemicellulose, pectin, and often lignin. Fungi poses a cell wall made of chitin, a nitrogen-containing polysaccharide, along with glucans. Bacteria have a unique cell wall composed of peptidoglycan, also known as murine, which is a polymer of sugars and amino acids, with variations between gram-positive and gram-negative types. Algae exhibit a highly diverse range of cell wall components, which can include cellulose, agar, carrageenan, xylins, and mannans. Even archaea have distinct cell walls, often made of pseudopeptidoglycan or S-layer proteins. These chemical differences are fundamental to their respective biological roles and ecological niches. Now, challenge yourself with these hard-level questions. 1. Differentiate between the primary and secondary cell walls in terms of structure and function. 2. Explain the role of pectin and lignin in the plant cell wall. 3. How does the cell wall contribute to the turgidity of a plant cell and prevent plasmolysis? 4. Compare the chemical composition of the cell wall in plants, fungi, and bacteria. 5. Describe the apoplast pathway and the cell wall's involvement. 6. Why is the cell wall considered non-living, even though it performs vital functions? And 7. If a plant cell is placed in a hypertonic solution, what phenomenon occurs, and how does the cell wall react? Good luck! Welcome to the hardest level. Here, we'll explore the cutting-edge science of the cell wall, delving into its biosynthesis, complex regulation, and profound implications for biology and technology. The cell wall isn't just assembled, it's meticulously constructed through complex biochemical pathways. Cellulose microfibrils are synthesized by plasma membrane-bound cellulose synthase complexes, or CSCs, using UDP glucose as a precursor, then extruded into the extracellular space. Matrix polysaccharides like hemicellulose and pectin are synthesized in the Golgi apparatus, moved via vesicles and secreted. Lignin precursors are made in the cytoplasm, transported to the wall, and then polymerized extracellularly by enzymes like peroxidases and lactases. Crucially, cortical microtubules just beneath the plasma membrane guide the movement of CSCs, precisely dictating the orientation of cellulose microfibrils. This directed assembly is vital for anisotropic cell expansion and establishing the correct cell wall architecture, ensuring proper plant development. The cell wall is central to plant development, adaptation, and communication. Its controlled loosening and synthesis, involving enzymes like expansins, enable cell expansion and differentiation, fundamentally shaping plant organs. The wall also undergoes dynamic modifications in response to environmental stresses, such as increased lignification or callose deposition during pathogen attack or drought. Evolutionarily, the development of a rigid cell wall was a monumental step, allowing plants to colonize land by providing essential structural support against gravity and protection against desiccation. Furthermore, specialized cytoplasmic channels called plasmodesmata, which traverse the cell wall, allow direct transport of water, solutes, proteins, and even RNA between adjacent plant cells, facilitating crucial cell-to-cell communication. Pits, which are thin areas in the secondary cell wall, also play a role in this intercellular exchange. Understanding the cell wall has immense biotechnological and industrial significance. In the pursuit of biofuels, cellulose and hemicellulose from plant cell walls are primary feedstocks for ethanol production, though breaking down the wall's recalcitrance remains a major challenge. The paper industry fundamentally relies on extracting cellulose fibers from plant cell walls, with lignin removal, or pulping, being a critical initial step. Genetic engineering offers avenues to modify cell wall composition, enhancing disease resistance, improving mechanical properties, or increasing digestibility for livestock. In the food industry, pectin is widely used as a gelling agent, and the cell wall itself contributes significantly to dietary fiber. Moreover, research into cell wall components is leading to the development of novel biomaterials. Thus, a deep understanding of cell wall structure and synthesis is vital for exploiting plant resources sustainably and innovatively. The cell wall is not a static barrier but a dynamic, plastic structure constantly remodeled throughout a plant's life. This plasticity is crucial for growth, development, and adapting to environmental cues. Proteins called expansins play a key role. They loosen the cell wall without breaking it down, allowing for cell expansion. Enzymes like cellulases and pectinases actively break down and synthesize wall components, enabling flexibility and growth. Callose, a beta-1,3-glucan, is rapidly deposited in response to stress or wounding, forming a temporary barrier. These remodeling processes are tightly regulated by plant hormones, such as auxin, and complex signal transduction pathways. This dynamic nature allows plant cells to expand, differentiate into various tissues, and mount effective defenses, highlighting the cell wall's sophisticated role in plant biology and its incredible adaptability. Here are your first 5 hardest level questions to truly test your advanced knowledge. 1. Elaborate on the role of cortical microtubules in the biosynthesis and orientation of cellulose microfibrils. 2. Discuss the significance of plasmodesmata in plant cell-to-cell communication, contrasting it with animal cell junctions. 3. How do expansins contribute to plant cell growth and why are they considered loosening agents rather than degrading enzymes? 4. Explain the concept of cell wall recalcitrance in the context of biofuel production and strategies to overcome it. And 5. Beyond mechanical support, how did the evolution of a rigid cell wall contribute to the successful colonization of terrestrial environments by plants? Continuing with the hardest level, here are your next 5 challenging questions. 6. Describe the process of lignin biosynthesis and its subsequent polymerization in the cell wall, highlighting its impact on wood properties. 7. Compare and contrast the cell wall structures of gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria and their implications for antibiotic action. 8. Discuss how plant hormones regulate cell wall plasticity during different stages of plant development. 9. Investigate the industrial applications of pectin and cellulose, providing specific examples beyond basic food and paper. And 10. If a mutation prevented the synthesis of callose, what would be the likely consequences for a plant's defense mechanisms and wound response? Think critically and apply all you've learned. And that brings us to the end of our in-depth exploration of the cell wall. From its basic protective function to its complex biosynthesis and crucial roles in plant life and industry, we've covered a vast landscape. We hope this journey has deepened your understanding of this vital cellular component. For more such engaging and comprehensive educational content, make sure to visit synapse.omaps.in. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for regular updates and more fascinating biology lessons. Keep exploring, keep learning, and stay curious.